Okay, good afternoon, doctor. So, we are just beginning with the demonstration of access opening that we learned in the last session. So, basically, this is a mandibular molar and that is grossly carious. I selected this tooth because we don't get an ideal just a sound tooth to do an access opening. We will definitely do that, but let us start with the molar, carious molar that is grossly decayed and we don't know how to approach such type of teeth, and we want to save such type of teeth. And in that saving process, the first thing that we can do is to begin with the access opening. So, beginning with this access opening, you can easily visualize that this is a molar with a dislodged restoration that was previously done, and a dislodged tooth structure that was cariously distracted. Okay, and an orifice that can be seen over here. So a complicated tooth is this, and we will begin with access opening. So once we visualize the tooth, first thing that we can do is that we should always approach from the center of the tooth. Okay, and remove the restoration and the caries and the weakened tooth structure. So for that, what we would be doing is we would be using a round diamond burr. Okay, just forget about any excess opening kits or whatever we have, just simplifying the things for this complicated tooth. So we can begin with a big diamond round burr, whichever company you prefer. Okay, now let us begin slowly. Okay, hope you are able to visualize the things. We are just removing the old restoration first. Remember, if you have any doubts, you can always go slowly. Do not just penetrate deep inside. Just try to remove the dislodged restoration that is there, and have that clear field of view. Okay, we are going very slowly so that we can understand it easily. Also removing the weakened tooth structure or the tooth structure that has been infested with caries. These all areas can be removed. Now you can visualize that we are deep inside and we are on the roof of this pulp chamber. So we are just waiting for the bird drop. Now we can just approach in the center. See, this is the bird drop that we get. Okay, irrespective of whether you are just visualizing the orifice over here, no, just you have to get that bar drop. So this is the bar drop that you will get. You may clear the things so that you can visualize it. Okay, now this is the bar drop. Once you have obtained this bar drop, you can just slowly remove the roof of this pulse chamber with this round bar itself. Now do not go deep, just remove it slowly. See, I have angulated the bar, not going straight into the depth. And not going extreme major or extreme distal, removing only the caries part and the infected or the necrosed segment of the tooth. Now you can easily visualize that there is a darkened area once we clear this thing. So now you can visualize that there is a dark area roughly depicting the dentinal map, depicting the orifices. Okay, now the thing is that we can now switch on to the endozebur or the cerci burr. Why? Because now we need to work on the pulpal floor and the orifices so that we can visualize it correctly and do not perforate the pulpal floor. So we will just switch on to this endozebur as you can see over here, and now we can refine our access cavity. Against we are moving against the wall, you can see that lot of black debris are coming out. These are the infected dentine that has made the tooth structure weak. We are again refining our access cavity. See, we can easily move this burr on the pulpal floor. It will not perforate the pulpal floor. So it is the most safest burr that you can use during access preparation. I am moving it onto the pulpal floor as you can see over here, simultaneously moving it onto the wall to remove any of the weakened tooth or the carious structure. Now you can just give a slight bevel when you have attained a sound tooth structure. Angulate your burr occlusally and incline it so that there is no vertical wall remaining and it is roughly rounded. There is one part left over here, we can just round it off also. See now, you can now easily visualize the access that we have obtained. Now what you can do is use your DG16 probe. Okay, this is the DG16 probe that you can have it. Okay, this has both the ends have a probe and a fine tip with a fine tip. So what you can do is just engage it into the orifices that you assume, and you will see that this probe gets engaged into the orifices and it hangs over there. If you leave it also, it will hang. Okay, so there is this thing because of its precise or fine tip. Again, go for the distal aspect and you will see that there is again a catch that this probe holds on. I have left it without any support and it is hanging. So this is basically catch. This happens when the probe gets engaged into the orifices. So this is one of the methods that you can confirm that this is an orifice where there is engagement. Okay, now what you can do is once you have done with the excess opening, just do one more thing before you go into the further process of biomechanical preparation. Take a 8K file or a 10K file just to initially negotiate the canals. So what we do is, this is only for the initial negotiation of the canals. We will engage it into the orifice and we will see that yes, the files are going into right direction in the mesial or the mesiobuccal canal. And then just clean up the file and engage into the mesiolingual canal. This, it goes easily into the mesiolingual canal, and now again into the distal aspect. So the file easily goes. So we can negotiate the canals that once we try to pull up the file, it should feel a resistance. You should feel a resistance against the wall. If you have perforated, you will not feel this resistance, but instead you will feel a smooth movement of the file with the bleeding. Okay, but in canals you will feel the walls. Okay, once you are confirmed that there are the orifices, you can now begin with one more thing. Though in this case we don't prefer to use the Gates Glidden drill, but I will show you that in or during the excess openings, in some of the cases you will find a very narrow canals, or you can say there is the orifices are not visible much. So what you can do is, in those or in such cases, we can just use this GG drills or the Gates Glidden drills, and what it will do is, it will help you out in enlarging the orifices. I am just changing the handpiece so that we can switch on to that. Okay, so now our handpiece is ready. So this is a GG drill size 1. You can always begin with size 1 and maximum size 2. Don't go further beyond that. Okay, so how you would be using is, just insert it into the orifices, and don't worry, it will not break. Even if it breaks, it will break from this end. Okay, not from the tip but from this end, so you can easily retrieve it, but you have to move it into the coronal or the orifice enlargement, as it is meant for that only. Again, and now for the distal part, you can again do it. Although the orifices over here are enlarged already so wide, we don't use them, but this is just a demonstration of how you can use them. This is the size 1 that we had used in the canals. So once we have used this, our orifices are enlarged. Now when you have done this excess, never use your 3-way syringe directly or blow it into the chamber directly. You have to tilt it horizontally like this and then blow, so that you don't give any pressure into or any airs into the canals that are still viable, and this will help you in a safer treatment. Okay, so this is the excess that you obtained after doing the excess opening in a mandibular molar, and this is the second mandibular molar, where you get a distal canal and 2 mesial canals. So In these type of situations, we can proceed easily by removing the restorations first, or the dislodged restoration, removing the caries and the weakened tooth structure, and then we get the excess. Okay, isolation is must with the rubber dam. So we would be back with a ideal tooth also, and then a special case also for the excess opening, and then we can proceed with the biomechanical preparation. So thanks for watching. We would be back. If you have any doubts, you can definitely ask me. Bye bye.